neurons move towards the brain and brain controls activities of the body. Brain does the thinking for us. Now, when the teacher gives you a maths problem, you first see the problem, then think about it. That is, the information is getting processed in your brain, and then you give the answer. So, this portion of the brain, the outermost portion, which is known as the cerebrum, takes the decision. Now, there are a few students who solve maths or any analytical problems faster than few other students. Well, this is because their reasoning and analytical power of the brain is more powerful. How? Well, this is the outermost part of the brain or the cerebrum, and it has many convolutions. See? So, more the number of convolutions, more is a person's intelligence level. Now, why is that? Well, this is because if there is more convolutions, then there will be a greater surface area. And if there is a greater surface area, then more cells can be accommodated in the limited space of our head. So, even if the cerebrum has a greater surface area, because of the increased convolutions, it can fit in a limited space. But if you try and stretch all the convolutions of the cerebrum, then it will be as big as the pillow you use to sleep. Now, more the number of convolutions, more intelligent a person is. So, now see the convolutions. This upper raised part of the convolution is known as gyri, and the inner ridges is known as the sulci. And together, gyri and sulci together form the convolutions. So, more the number of gyri and sulci in the cerebrum, more is the intelligence level in the person. Now, brain consists of an outer grey matter. See, it is greyish in color. This is a picture of the brain sliced from the top. So, this is the grey matter which forms the outer portion. It is grey in color because it consists of the cell bodies of the neurons. And then there is the inner white matter which is made up of the axons of the neurons, and hence it is white. Now let us see what happened to this man. One day, this man was walking on the road when a bus hit him. His right part of the head was severely injured. And because of this severe injury, the left side of his body was completely paralyzed. Now, how did this happen? Well, this is because cerebrum has two equal halves. And from this situation, we can predict that the right half of the cerebrum controls the left side of the body, and vice versa. The left half of the cerebrum controls the right half of the body. And that is why, since in this man, his right part or the right half of the cerebrum was injured, that is why the left side of his body got paralyzed. So see, in a man, all the neurons on the right side of the body connect to the left side or the left half of the cerebrum, and that is possible because of the junction present between the two halves of the cerebrum. And this junction which connects the two halves of the cerebrum is known as the corpus callosum. So what did we study today? We studied about this part, the outermost part of the brain, which is known as the cerebrum. Cerebrum consists of two equal halves, which is connected by this junction, which is known as the corpus callosum. And we also saw that the right half of the cerebrum controls the left side of the body and vice versa.